Hi, everybody. Welcome to Trojan Media Productions. Tonight, it's homecoming for the East Central Trojans at St. Leon. They'll take on the Batesville Bulldogs. Kickoff will be at 7:30 at Trojan Field. Matt Maple and Aaron Jackson will call the game. Hi, everybody. My name is Kaz Burdett, and joining me tonight is my partner in crime for our countdown to kickoff for the Trojans and the Bulldogs, Josh Benjamin. First, welcome to Trojan Media Productions. Excited to be working with you this year. Last week, a big win for the East Central Trojans.
Yes, big win for the East Central Trojans. Thank you, Kaz, by the way, for the introduction. Big win for them last week. Got to come in this week well prepared. Got a lot of keys to the game to talk about coming up here in the show, but super excited to see them play against the Batesville Bulldogs this week.
We do look forward to that. Also on the way, we'll have Peter Coleman talk about the weather, and I think that's going to be a good one tonight for our fans who are checking out the game tonight. In addition, we'll speak with head football coach Jake Miners.
I'm Lily Ford, here with quarterback Cole Burton. So Cole, great win against Franklin County last week. On the offensive side of the ball, what do you think went well?
It was a great team win. Everyone did their assignment. We just played Trojan football and got the job done.
What can you guys do to improve?
We can definitely improve fundamentally a little bit this week. We had a lot of holding calls and just kind of flags. Yeah, we can improve fundamentally, just get our jobs done.
Yeah. Looking at your performance, 4 rush for 74 yards with 2 touchdowns. Is that intended, or are you just going with what the defense gives you?
It's definitely just going with what the defense gives us. It's a pull read. They weren't designed plays for me to carry the ball, but we kind of just took it and went with it.
All right. This week's game against Batesville is a homecoming game. Do you feel like there's more pressure to perform well?
I wouldn't say pressure, but there's definitely a little bit more persona around it. Distractions. Our coaches talked this week. Can't let anything distract us and just come out, do what we can do.
All right. Looking at the Bulldogs' defense, what concerns you?
I wouldn't say we really have any concerns, but, they're a solid team. Good defense. We just got to play good.
Are there any players we should be looking out for?
No, not that I can think off the top of my head.
All right. Thank you, Cole. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
I'm Lily Ford, here with Trojan Media.
Now to the keys of the game. This week against the Batesville Bulldogs, we have to have execution and extra effort. In last week's game against Franklin County, we're going to take a look at some execution plays by several guys. All right, so you're going to look at outside linebacker number 36, Dylan Maxwell. You're going to see him do what's called setting the edge. He's going to ensure that no ball carrier gets out into the lane on the outside edge and cause towards the edge of the sideline as Dylan Maxwell sets that edge. All right, so as you see this here, you're going to see Dylan actually get beat at the very beginning, but then he fights his way all the way across the shoulder. You're going to see that ball carrier continue to stretch out. Chase Bellman comes up, makes a nice play, solo tackle. You're going to see from a wide version, you're going to see the whole defense basically come over and support that run as needed. Next play here, you're going to see number 61, nose tackle Justin Garrison. He's going to do a very nice job, a one-on-one with the center. You're going to see him be able to engage and have great leverage underneath his shoulder pads, and he's going to be able to do basically whatever he wants and then make the tackle with his teammates. He gets great leverage, gets underneath here, as you can see, and then he's looking to find that ball carrier, sheds that block, and makes that tackle with his teammates in the backfield. Okay, this next play, you are going to see a PAT field goal attempt here by the Trojans. You're going to take a look at the wings outside foot, okay, on both sides. They're taught to make sure that foot doesn't move so they don't cause a better angle for these guys to come around and attempt that block. Now, that's not what caused the block in this case. What caused the block is up in the middle, okay? Up here in the A gap, right next to the center and right guard. You're going to see him get pushed back, actually have good leverage by that defensive player. He's going to stand up and block it with his hand. He's going to get leverage, push him back a few yards, and then put his hand up to make that block on the PAT attempt. Now, let me rewind here just a sec. On this play, you're going to see some offensive linemen do a great job of staying on their block. You're going to see left tackle Noah Schneider get to the second level and be able to make this block as that linebacker is coming across, scraping over the top for a tackle. He stays on that guy. You're going to see him actually pancake him, is what they like to call it, when they drive him into the ground. You're also going to see up top right tackle Jacob Sedgebeer and right guard Patrick Schneider create a great gap in the B gap for Josh Ringer to take it to the house. So you're going to see them guys drive those guys outside of that B gap, and Josh Ringer is going to have a clear gap to run through and essentially run for a touchdown in this play. You're going to see from the wide angle here. And you're going to see Noah right there do a nice job, stay on this guy and take him down 12 yards down the field, and you're going to see those guys go down and give Josh a high five for that touchdown run. This play right here, you're going to see a combination of things. You're going to see two receivers down below, number 11, Cole Wheat, and number 1, Eli Aston, do a great job of finding a spot, a window, so to speak, for Cole Burton to make that throw to Cole Wheat. And you're going to see Cole go right off the edge of that strong safety, and he's going to find a window. You're going to see him stop right here, and he's actually going to look out and make sure that he has a great window to settle down in and catch that pass from Cole Burton. You're going to see Eli Aston also, you're going to see him find and realize that Cole Burton's going to come out of the pocket, and then you're going to see him go upfield. It's a scramble drill at this point, and he finds out I have to get deep and make that window available for Cole Wheat to catch that pass. They do a very nice job of doing this. This is well scripted. This is practice in all types of offensive practices, such as 7-on-7 or just quarterbacks and receivers. They do a nice job. Cole secures the catch and gets upfield. This next play here, you're going to see Cole Burton do a very nice job of one thing and then obviously make the throw. You're going to see him watch. Let me go back here just a tad. As you see Cole there make that catch. This next play, you're going to take a look at this outside linebacker / strong safety. You're going to see Cole Burton take a look at this guy. This guy is going to go upfield and take out Josh Ringer's passing attempt, the ability to catch that pass. And what Cole's going to do, you're going to see double curls from these guys up top, and you're going to see him make a great throw to Ryan Brotherington for a completed pass. So as soon as he goes upfield, that safety, he's making that throw to Ryan, catch and pass, get upfield. Nice job of Ryan getting extra yards on that attempt. Do it in slow-mo here. You see Cole take that look right at that strong safety, and he automatically knows he's taught to throw to that guy right away once he sees that strong safety go upfield. Well, that's keys of the game. Good luck to the Trojans this week, and now to weather.
Thanks, Benjamin, for that last segment. I'm Peter Coleman, Trojan Media Productions, and here's the weather for tonight's game. So today we have a high of 82 with partially cloudy skies. Tonight at kickoff, 7:30, we have 74 with still partially cloudy skies. And tonight at 11 p.m., low around 65. As you can see here, we're over here right about there. And as you can see over there, we have a high front coming in. So hopefully later out throughout the weekend, we can possibly have maybe some nice sunny skies, maybe some nice weather. There's a 3-day forecast. So Saturday, we have a high of 84 with a low of 60, sorry about that. Sunday, high of 84 with a low of 65. And Monday, we have a high of 81 with a low of 63. Fall break countdown, 21 days. I'm Peter Coleman, Trojan Media Production. We're sending off to Kaz and Mr. Miners.
Thank you, Peter, for the weather update. Our countdown to kickoff rolls on with Trojan Media Productions. It is homecoming for the East Central Trojans. They're getting ready to take on the Batesville Bulldogs just moments away. It's my honor and pleasure to bring in the head football coach of the East Central Trojans, Jake Miners. Coach, first congratulations on the victory against Franklin County last week. Defense got a shutout and a conference win.
Yeah, well, we were very pleased coming out of last week. Anytime we get a conference win, it's a huge week for us. Defense played really well. We were gang tackling. We were rallying to the football. A lot of guys were able to get in the mix there, and they put on a good performance. And offensively, we were able to work on a few things, really get the running game going, and have a really good night on offense.
And it's always great when both the offense, defense, and special teams all work together. It makes things a lot easier for everybody. And getting a shutout, first time since last year, week 2 against Harrison, you got a shutout. And many people think you should win by or shut out. If you score points, it's not good. But with the offense that you have the luxury of bringing in your JV, your freshman to many extents. They get some playing time at the varsity, and it's very difficult to get a shutout.
Yeah, it is difficult to get a shutout, and our defensive guys are always, after that shutout, and it's a big night for us. We were able to get a lot of guys in, which is important when you're trying to build a program, when you're trying to maintain that consistency of getting guys on the field on Friday night so they can experience that, especially when they're young. So that way, next year when they might be an impact player for us on Friday nights, they have that experience to look back on.
Health-wise, how the Trojans doing, and how's practice going so far this week for your team?
Yeah, we have our typical bumps and bruises at this point in the year. Kingston Cook is battling a little bit of an injury. I'm not sure how much he'll play tonight, but we're getting him back from injury. But overall, we're pretty healthy moving into this week, and we're hopeful that we still have competition battles going on, and we're still evaluating where we're at as a team and what guys that need to be playing in specific spots. So those will continue tonight, and we'll get to see another week where we can really evaluate our players.
Tonight, homecoming for the East Central Trojans, taking on the Batesville Bulldogs. And tell us what you know about the Bulldogs on the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, well, first of all, homecoming, it's always a special night in St. Leon. Getting to see a bunch of former faces around the game tonight, that's always a fun experience. But the Bulldogs, they've kind of had an up and down season so far, and they're young. And when you have a young football team, you would expect those type of things. But what we've seen out of them is improvement each week, and that they're doing some things. They're doing their fundamentals better. They're very sound in their scheme, and every Batesville team is always very sound in what they're trying to do. So for us, we're going to have to be very fundamentally sound in our schemes so that Batesville doesn't hurt us. And overall, we're trying to play a clean game. We don't feel like we played a clean game yet, and that's where you're really trying to move later on in the season. You get is just playing clean football.
It is a homecoming for the Trojans. Hard to believe it's the halfway point for the regular season for the East Central Trojans. Tell us, of your new coaches, some things that you'd like to see improvement with the Trojans, and also some things that is going as expected, and maybe things that may be going better as expected.
Yeah, we knew coming into the season that we were going to be pretty talented. It was just trying to find those right pieces and where they fit. On the offense side of the ball and the defense side of the ball. Defensively, we couldn't ask for much more. What we have to do is try to eliminate some of the big plays. We have to figure out a way to create a few more turnovers than what we have created so far. But overall, we're playing really well on defense. Offensively, what we're trying to do is just trying to figure out the right mix. We got a lot of talented guys that need the football in their hands, and so we're trying to find that right mix constantly as we go forward. And I think on the offense side of the ball, it's just eliminating some of the turnovers, eliminating some of the penalties kind of going forward. And again, it goes back to just playing some clean football.
And you had a chance to be quarterback for the East Central Trojans, so homecoming experience, both as a player and coach. What some moments stood out for you for homecoming week?
Yeah, well, first of all, one of my first starts that I got my sophomore year at the quarterback position was against Batesville. I had played in some games prior to Batesville, but for me, that Batesville game was a big moment for me in my life and my playing career. But as I moved into the coaching side of things, it's just really neat to see how many guys and how many former players truly come back for this game and that are around our program. Half our coaching staff are East Central graduates or have connections to the program. Myself, being an East Central graduate, and really just seeing the community, just how important East Central football is to them. It's a big deal. It is something that I don't take lightly.
Coach, have any final thoughts?
We're just excited to be playing another week, week 5 in this season, and we're looking to improve every single week. And, Batesville is the most important game on our schedule because it's the game that we're about to play. So we're just looking to continue to get better as we move forward here later in the season to hopefully make a deep run in the playoffs.
Coach Myers, always great speaking with you. Thanks a lot for taking time joining us, and the best of luck with the Trojans homecoming against the Bulldogs.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I see Central Trojans head football coach Jake Myers, and we'll be joining Matt and Aaron at the booth in just a matter of moments as our countdown to kickoff rolls on the Trojans and the Bulldogs on the Trojan Media Production. We are getting closer and closer to kickoff homecoming at Trojan Field with the Trojans and the Bulldogs. Our countdown to kickoff rolls on, and we're going to talk about some other area games tonight. Many Trojans fans are keeping an eye on this one. The South Dearborn Knights coming in tonight unbeaten, 4-0, hosted Greensburg Pirates. Last year, the game was a 1-point win for the Knights, and South Dearborn could be coming in next weekend's game against the East Central Trojans unbeaten. And also, Josh, in addition to being unbeaten, they got a home game against East Central, so you got to be pumped up and hopefully they're not be overlooking Greensburg tonight.
Oh, absolutely. You don't want to fall into the trap game, so to speak, with Greensburg. They take care of business against the Pirates and then come in and face the Trojans. Big game, obviously, for both programs, and I'm sure the Knights will be ready to play.
Also, the Franklin County Wildcats hosting the Lawrenceburg Tigers. Last couple years, the Tigers have won pretty handily, but this series has had some really interesting games, big comebacks by both teams, down by a couple touchdowns. In 2016, the season, the Lawrenceburg Tigers actually went to the state finals. The only blemish they had in the regular season, Josh, was a loss in Brookville against the Franklin County Wildcats.
Yeah, any tough opponent locally you want to take care of. You never want to look forward to any type of opponent coming up except for the one you're playing that night. So really important to take care of business, like I mentioned before in the other games, but I'm sure it's going to be a good one.
And, of course, the Highway 44 border, the EIC, the Connersville Spartans against the Rushville Lions. Both teams coming in with good records, uncharacteristic of what we normally expect from both those teams in the gridiron. And a lot of great rival games. One of the top ones, we talk about East Central Harrison, Lawrenceburg, South Dearborn, Batesville, Greensburg, and I know when you went to North Decatur, the Chargers and the South Decatur Cougars, Tom Black was there before coming here, and that rival, Civil War, takes no backseat to anybody.
No, definitely not. And you got two programs coming in, Connersville and Rushville, wanting to extend their winning record throughout the season and build those programs to be successful for not only this year but in the future.
And we also want to wish the best of luck to the East Central Trojans girls golf team. Hard to believe they have sectional state play tomorrow in Greensburg at the Country Club. And also best of luck to the East Central boys soccer team. They have some great competition tomorrow at Fortville, Mount Vernon High School, the Marauder Classic.
Yep, absolutely. Good luck to all teams in East Central land, and hopefully come out successful in basically every program that they're a part of. So,
Josh, thanks for joining us. We're excited to have you part of our countdown to kickoff. Look forward to working with you during the season.
Yes, Cass, thank you very much, and go Trojans.
That's Josh Benjamin, and also want to say a big thanks to you, our viewers, for joining us for Trojan Media Productions. You've been a viewer for quite a few years. We're glad to have you back. And also, if you're checking us out for the first time, we welcome you aboard. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoy. We hope you enjoy tonight's game. We're going to head to the booth for tonight's action with Matt and Aaron. Go Trojans.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to East Central High School and Trojan Field for tonight's contest between the visiting 2-2 Batesville Bulldogs and the 3-1 East Central Trojans. We are at week 4 of the IHSA football season. Again, welcome. My name is Matt Maple. I'm alongside Mr. Aaron Jackson. And Jack, we've been here for a little bit. It's homecoming night here in St. Leon, and you can see a great shot of the East Central Trojans getting ready for the national anthem. It should be a fun night.
Yeah, it should. Matt, we've had homecoming all week, of course, a lot of festivities. We've had the parade here, great turnout for that, and a great crowd here tonight ready to cheer on East Central to another win.
So Batesville coming into the night, Jack, is 2-2. They lost to Indian Creek 37-25. They beat Milan, lost to South Dearborn 42-7, and beat Rushville 13-7. So you got a Batesville crew that, from my understanding, is a pretty young crew that's coming into the night, and you've got somewhat of an elder crew in East Central.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we're going to see that experience play a big part in tonight's game for East Central, especially here as they start out the gate. Matt, we saw them last week win big against Franklin County, 54-0. but they had a lot of turnovers.
Yes.
And, we talked about that in last week's broadcast. That's something that they've got to clean up and limit and find a way to get in that offensive groove here early in this game. So
East Central coming in with a 3-1 record, beating Lawrenceburg 38-3, beating Harrison 41-7, losing to a very good Moeller team,
Yes.
43-14, and Franklin County obviously running clock there in that second half. So
Yes.
tonight should be a test for Batesville, and as you stated, East Central's got to do a better job of maintaining that football. We saw
Yeah.
some fumbles last weekend. We saw some botched snaps. We saw some other things that Coach Miners obviously probably wasn't thrilled about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you said, they had some turnovers. They've got to limit those. It is homecoming, so hopefully that gives them a little boost. One thing I noticed coming into this matchup, Matt, with Batesville, East Central, they're averaging 37 points per game, only giving up 13. You look at Batesville, they're only averaging about 13 points per game themselves.
Yeah. So you're looking at, in a sense, two different teams, right? When you look at an offensive, in a sense, powerhouse, when you have Cole Burton and you have Aston and you have Ringer and you have Brotherton and all those guys from East Central, and then on the offensive side for Batesville, obviously they're struggling a little bit on the offensive side to try and get that ball rolling. But if you're East Central, you can't just look over tonight's game.
No.
You got to get it going and get rolling and protect the football.
Absolutely. And, we talked about this last week. It seemed like they took Franklin County a little bit lightly. It didn't come out with, much fire. But, Matt, they did finally pour it on in the game. They had 485 yards of total offense. 111 of those came from the air, and 374 of those came from the ground. So we'll see if that plays out the same way here tonight against the Bulldogs.
Well, and I think some of it too, Jack, is that as you roll forward, right, they're going to have more running yards if there's a running clock. You're
Absolutely.
not slinging it down the field like you typically would. So Cole Burton is one heck of a quarterback. And with that, we are going to turn it over to the East Central Band, who is playing the national anthem. Welcome back to Trojan Field in St. Leon, Indiana, and East Central High School homecoming 2022 here at East Central. Matt Maple alongside Mr. Aaron Jackson. Great job by our high school marching band of the national anthem. We'll see them throughout the evening as you can see them entering off the field. And in the background, you're seeing 109 players, I believe, doing some jumping jacks, getting ready to go for the East Central Trojans against the Batesville Bulldogs this evening. Jack, we talked very briefly just about kind of the East Central offense, and when you have those running clocks like we did against Franklin County, and what that looks like, you're not going to have a lot of passing yards, you're going to have a lot of rushing yards, and just because of the nature of the score. On paper, obviously, East Central is favored for tonight, but paper doesn't mean a lot.
No, I mean, once you kick that ball off, as we both know, Matt, anything could happen. But if East Central's in that situation they were last week, they want to make sure they maintain possession and let that clock roll and shorten the game up a little bit.
So the captains will be going to midfield there. Jack, I told you off air, I'm a big fan of the red and white.
Yes.
And I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I don't really care about IU.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I like the red and white uniforms. They look sharp.
Yeah, I saw it last week down there at Bloomington. First half wasn't too good. I'm glad they turned it around the second half.
Yeah. So captains will be out meeting with the officials. Again, the Batesville Bulldogs coming into the game 2-2, and the East Central Trojans 3-1 with their one loss against Cincinnati Moeller, which is one heck of a football team.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the best in the country, still nationally ranked, I believe, at 22.
And they are taking on, I agree, they're taking on St. Xavier St. X tonight, so that should be one heck of a competition as well, one heck of a game. And you think back, I know the score was 43-14, but it didn't seem like the score was indicative of what that game was about.
And, if you were there, you were watching at home, there were some opportunities East Central had that they just didn't take advantage of, that they let slip by. So it was a lot closer than the score indicated at the end of the game.
And, again, that was another situation where there were some turnovers. There were some turnovers that occurred that East Central forced or allowed, I guess, Moeller to kind of get in, stay in that game, and then Moeller was able to take over that third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, just too many opportunities for Moeller in that game, given to him by East Central. It's kind of one you wish you could have a redo and play over again.
Yeah, sorry, Jack. I think what we've seen over the last few games from East Central is defensively they're pretty solid.
Yeah, they are.
And offensively, I think they've got some stuff they got to clean up a little bit.
Yeah.
When you start thinking down the next few games, they're at South Dearborn, at Connersville.
Yeah.
And they end the season home versus Guerin Catholic and Indianapolis Round College. So I can guarantee you the last two games are going to be tough.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say that's a good South Dearborn team that they're going to face on the road at Connersville. So tonight's a good test. Let's clean some stuff up offensively and make sure we're ready to go for the next 4 games. It's hard to believe that we're talking 4 games left in the season.
Yeah, it is hard to believe. We're kind of at halfway point. It seemed like it just started last week.
Yeah.
Here's the opening kickoff. Batesville is back to receive.
Oh, that's a miscommunication. They better pick that up. Goodness.
Yeah, a little
that's going to be East Central football on the 1-yard line.
Poor special teams play there by Batesville to start the game. East Central, superb field position.
I'm not exactly sure if it was the lack of communication, what that was.
Yeah.
But East Central will, I take that back, that'll be on the 2-yard line. So East Central will be first and goal 2 seconds into the game on the 2-yard line. Fantastic special team play by East Central and just very, very lack of communication by Batesville.
Yes.
I think one thought the other had it and vice versa, and then didn't know exactly what to do.
Great shot of the student section tonight. It's neon night for homecoming. Burton back in the shotgun. He's going to give it to Ringer.
Wow.
And it's just like that, Matt. It's Trojan touchdown.
We are 7 seconds into the game, and the Trojans have already scored up ahead of the Bulldogs 6-0. If you're Batesville, Jack, obviously you want to control the clock. You want to control the ball. That's not controlling the ball and or the clock.
No, like you said, Matt, miscommunication, very lackadaisical by the kick returners, allowed an easy East Central score here in the opening minute.
So Ringer with a touchdown. I think we'll be calling Josh Ringer's name quite often this evening. And I had the opportunity to speak with his dad prior. Josh will be heading up to Notre Dame tomorrow for a visit. So you got a Division I player there somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's hard telling he's a junior. It's hard telling where he's going to go. But that kid is an athlete and he gets it. Great kid.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, great kid. His brother was as well.
Yep.
And, we talked, he visited Miami along with Burton last week. Yep. So, it's kind of that time, Matt, where these guys are getting some interest from schools.
I guess it would be safe to say that they're probably not going to pay for their education, Jack?
I would think so. Now, people like us, we might have done it the hard way.
Yeah, we definitely weren't smart enough to We definitely did it the hard way. So East Central ahead of the Batesville Bulldogs. 7 seconds in, 7-0 here at Trojan Field. East Central will kick off yet again. As you said, neon night. I don't see any neon on you, Jack. I mean, you glow all the time.
Well, I try, Matt. I do the best I can.
Batesville fields it cleanly. We'll take it up to about the 13-yard line. Apologize, about the 18-yard line. Batesville will take over 1st and 10.
A.J. Garrison, number 31, pushed the Batesville runner out of bounds.
And last week, Jack, against Franklin County, A.J. Garrison had one heck of a game.
Yeah, he did. He really showed up for that game. It was great to see. You know, as we said, he's had some injuries along the way here in high school, but he's healthy and ready this year.
So Batesville in the spread offense. Twins on the far side. Handoff right up the middle.
Great defense here, Matt, at the line by East Central.
He will be stopped. They'll bring up 2nd and 10, I believe. East Central led by number 7, Will Geisel. You know you're getting old, Jack, because I know Will Geisel's dad.
Yeah.
That just shows how old I'm getting.
Yeah. I know you see some of those names. You see kids of people you knew when
That's
you grow
exactly
up.
Right. Yeah.
Those years slip by. It's hard to believe.
So we're looking at 2nd and 11. Loss of 1 on the last play. Geisel hands off. Another good defense.
Yes.
Maybe a gain of 1. Back to probably 3rd and 10 here for the Bulldogs.
Matt, that was one of the leading tacklers for EC. Rhett Smith there, number 6, a senior on the tackle.
So Batesville facing a 3rd and 9. 10:39 left here in the first half. Geisel back to throw, looking, now he's going to run, and the Central defense smothers that. That's going to bring up 4th down, and the punt team for the Bulldogs is going to come onto the field.
Yeah, great job, Matt, by East Central there to really contain that hole and then drop down the quarterback for Batesville.
So Aston and Brotherton will be back for the Trojans. Standing about the 50-yard line. You got to think, Jack, they're probably East Central going to take over within their side of the field for the second time.
Yeah, because they had good defensive stand, they're going to have another excellent field position here to start their second drive.
So Batesville back to punt. Better get that snap off. They did not. That's going to be a penalty. Yep. They did not get the punt off. That's going to back them up 5 yards.
And Matt, another miscue there by Batesville is going to hurt them early.
Yep. That possession clock went dead. It'll bring up 4th and 14 for the Bulldogs on the on the 12-yard line. Bad snap underneath. Oh, close. That's still going to give East Central very good field position. Brotherton moves out of the way, and East Central will take over on the 41-yard line here with 9:32 left in the first quarter. East Central heads 7-0. Special teams right now, Jack, for Batesville is not looking good.
No, it's not, and it's led to, like we said, 2 drives here with easy field position for East Central. But we mentioned, coming in, Matt, Batesville's awfully young. They don't have a lot of leadership, and so, it's just something as you go through your high school career, something that you're going to gain.
So there's Burton in the backfield. Hands off to Ringer. Ringer up the middle. Oh, he's fumbled.
But
I think East Central's going to bring that back up, but that's not something Coach Myers, I can guarantee, is going to be thrilled about.
Yeah, we just talked about that in the pregame. Now we'll see, Matt, what it is.
Oh, they're going to give it to Batesville. Yep.
I was looking through my binoculars, Matt. I believe an East Central player grabbed it first, but in that pile, they must have ripped it away.
Ripped it away. Yep. So Batesville will take over on the 26-yard line.
Well, Matt, with 9:16, we'll see if Batesville can get a little momentum going here.
Geisel back in the shotgun. Twins on the near side. Geisel keeps it. He's going to pick up some yardage. He'll pick up 6 yards. That'll bring up second down for the Bulldogs.
Nice job by Geisel to see that hole. Kind of like the final play of their last drive, being able to get through there this time. Nice pickup. Second around 3 for Batesville.
Geisel will stay back in the shotgun. Same formation. Hands off up middle. Nice job by the East Central defense. He's going to lose a yard or two. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, East Central all over that play.
Garrison again on the tackle. I don't know if you're allowed to call a kid an animal, but that kid's an animal.
Yeah, he definitely is.
He's a stud. Linebackers looking to blitz. They get right up. Nice pass and catch. It looks like it is going to be enough for a first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on the 37-yard line.
That reception for Batesville is by number 23, Bryson Benelli, senior wideout for the Bulldogs.
So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 7:49 left here in the first quarter. Batesville looking to audible. Geisel back to throw. Slings it down the field. And right out of the hands. I believe that's on number 20, Kale Kaiser.
Yeah, Matt, everything was lined up.
Yep.
He just couldn't haul it in.
So Kaiser, a 6'4" sophomore for the Bulldogs. Kaiser also is a baseball and basketball player. I've watched him play multiple times, and very good athlete.
Yeah, great athlete for Batesville.
Brings up 2nd and 10, 7:33 left here in the first quarter. I'm surprised Batesville's looking to throw the ball as much as they are, Jack.
Yeah, I am too, because like we said, even with Franklin County, you would think they'd want to run a little bit and try to control that clock.
Ball underneath, nice pass by Geisel. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Matt, that pass was again to Bryson Benelli. His second reception on the night is going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Again, to show my age, I played with his dad in football.
Yeah.
Mr. Jack Benelli. I hope he's doing well if he's listening. Geisel underneath center. You suspect a sneak or something. Yep, you're going to get the sneak right there. And the Central defense, they're not going to get it.
No, great job.
That's going to bring up 4th and 2 for the Bulldogs. Great job by the East Central Trojan defense there.
Absolutely. And that's something, Matt, they like to hang their hat on. They're very deep in every position on defense this year.
This is a good. Yep, it looks like Batesville will be. They're going to go for it. 4th and 1 for the Bulldogs. This is a huge stand for the Trojans.
Yeah, this is.
If they can get a stand right here, up 7-0.
Yeah, absolutely. If they could stop Batesville, that would erase that turnover.
Geisel up the middle.
Matt, I don't think he's going to get it.
I don't think he's going to get it either.
No.
I think that's well short. It's at the 49. The marker's right at the 49 as well.
And actually, they moved it back there, Matt, a little bit.
They did. Yeah, they're going to have to measure that if anything. Oh, my goodness.
Now, Matt, does that line up with that marker over there?
Wow, that's a bad call. That's a really, really bad call. At least you have to measure it, Jack.
Yeah, I would think so. And you could see Coach Miners down there arguing his case.
Furious.
Yeah.
That's a bad call. That was a good defensive stand by the Trojans.
Yeah.
And without measuring, to call that a first down is So Batesville will pick up the first down. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Hand off in the backfield. We'll pick up about 2. Bring up 2nd and 8.
That was number 2, Deacon Hamilton, junior running back for the Bulldogs. Got about 3 yards on the play. It's 2nd and 7 for Batesville.
And, Jack, you got to be through. If you're Batesville right now, you got to be really happy with the way the offense has been moving down the field.
Yeah.
And not
absolutely.
that if you're East Central, you got to be concerned, but you got to at least understand they got to get a stop at some point.
Yeah. You know, they picked up a couple first downs, Matt, in this drive. They haven't been able to get Batesville off the field.
Hand off right up the middle. Pick up another 2. That'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Number 10 with the ball, Gage Pullman, picked up about 3 yards for Batesville. 3rd and 5.
We talked about the youth of Batesville, Jack. There's just some young kids out there right now. A lot of sophomores. I think this sophomore group is pretty good for Batesville, and we're starting to see some of those players right now.
Yeah. Well, you look over there at the sideline, you know, they don't seem to have the numbers for East Central, so those players get a lot of opportunity here tonight.
Pass up the middle. Good to Pullman. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5, 4th and 5.
I was going to say, Matt, no gain on that play. In fact, they moved the marker back just a little bit.
Batesville calling in the play. Pullman goes out. Number 2 for the Bulldogs. Deacon Hamilton checks in. 3 wide. Yep. They're trying to get East Central to jump, and they did not, and Batesville will call a timeout. We also will take a timeout. 3:32 left here at Trojan Field. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We're back here at East Central High School in Trojan Field. Matt Maple alongside Mr. Aaron Jackson. And, Jack, it's kind of been a tale of the Batesville offense. They have controlled the clock and controlled this first quarter just with first downs and running the clock and running. And they've marched it down every so often, and East Central's lone possession and lone offensive possession was a 2-yard touchdown by Josh Ringer.
Yeah, Matt, they parlayed that fumble by Ringer into a pretty good drive here. East Central's not been able to get them off the field. They've got a 4th and 5 situation. They're going to roll the dice and go for it. So a big possession here for both East Central and Batesville. 3:32 left in the first quarter.
There's Geisel in the backfield in the shotgun. Geisel back looking to throw. He's going to sling it downfield. And there's a flag. I bet that's going to be defensive interference. Pass interference, we'll see.
Nonetheless, nice little route run there by number 23, Bryson Benelli.
It's going to be offensive holding. Wow. Typically, you don't see that on a defensive side, on the wide receivers.
I was going to say, if it was a holding, why wasn't it closer to the spot of the foul?
So that holding penalty go against Benelli. Whoa. Did they not just, I thought they signaled that it was holding on the offense.
Yeah, I thought they pointed like to Batesville's way.
So obviously that holding, defensive holding, is going to go against East Central, bring up 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Pass back, screen underneath. Nice defense where we got another penalty.
Well, they're pointing Batesville's way this time, Matt. We'll see if they move it back that way.
Yeah, they're walking it back. There's the official underneath. Illegal man downfield.
I was going to say illegal receiver.
Brings up 1st down. You just hope this isn't a crew that just likes to throw the flags and.
Oh, I know.
And
try to control it.
Yeah. There's a fine line of controlling the game and interfering with the game.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ball handed off right up the middle. A Trojan lost his helmet.
Number 8, Louis Gray.
Yep, Louis Gray's going to have to come out for a play. Make sure he's good. Check him over. I think that's a great rule. Just to make sure the kids are good before they go back in.
Absolutely. Double check.
Yep. So Louis, I would assume, will be right back into the game right after this next play. Brings up 2nd and 13 for the Bulldogs. And that clock just keeps ticking. 2:25 left here in the first quarter. Batesville has the ball on 2nd down. There's Geisel rolling out.
Oh, big sack here, Matt, by East Central.
Huge loss. That's a big defensive play by East Central and a huge loss for the Bulldogs. That'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down for the Trojans, 3rd and 24. You got to think that they're probably looking for Kaiser out on the wing.
Yeah, absolutely.
To try and get downfield a little bit.
Yeah.
East Central's got to do a good job of not making sure that they don't do, any type of, pass interference, defensive holding, something that would give them an automatic first down.
Yeah, like we said, penalties hurt last game. You want to be aggressive, but you don't want to cross that line.
Yep. So Batesville, Geisel back looking to throw. He's going to run up the middle, and East Central is there. It's going to bring up, there's a fumble. I think Coach Miners thought that they had it, but the officials say no.
I didn't hear a whistle,
bring up
but
4th down.
Matt, they must have ruled him down.
Yep. There's been, we're still in the first quarter. There's been about 3 or 4 questionable calls that we have, and we're 100 yards away from
Oh,
them.
I know.
So Bates will go back to punt on 4th and 21. Number 39, Trenton Roll. Gets it good. There's Aston with the ball. Sorry. Good pickup by Aston. That's going to bring up 22.8 seconds left here in the first quarter. It's going to send the East Central Trojan offense back on the field. That first possession was a score, a 2-yard score. Second possession was a turnover on the fumble by Ringer.
By Ringer, yeah. So we'll see, Matt, if they can kind of clean up these mistakes. And answer, really, even though they didn't score, a pretty nice Bulldog drive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where they converted a couple times, got a couple first downs.
Well, and we talked, the key is take time off that clock because the offense, the East Central offense isn't on the field, and they did that.
They did that.
The time of possession in the first quarter has been huge for the Bulldogs. That's a huge sack by the Bulldogs. Takes Burton. That's going to be a loss of about 5.
Matt, that was number 8 for the Bulldogs, Abe Hollins.
So that will do the end of the first quarter. I believe that is the end of the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, the East Central Trojans ahead of the Batesville Bulldogs 7-0 here at homecoming 2022 at East Central High School. Welcome back to Trojan Field and East Central High School. Matt Maple alongside Mr. Aaron Jackson. Jack, the story of the first quarter, in my opinion, is the Batesville Bulldog offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
They controlled the game, they controlled the clock, and they're not on the scoreboard yet, but they did there's another fumble by East Central. So the second time, and Batesville's going to get it.
Batesville's got a handoff there, Matt, to Trey Omer, and they cough it up again. And, you know, like you said, Matt, even though they didn't score, that was a victory in the first quarter for Batesville.
Yep, absolutely, without question. So 2 fumbles now on East Central. And as we think through last game in Franklin County, how many fumbles we see there? 3 or 4 that just are muffed plays. I don't know what the conversation is in regards.
They've had a few conversations here already. We're not even to halftime.
Yeah, it's. We thought that they would. We thought that clock would run pretty quick, but I think the officials are the ones that are causing the clock to stop most of the time. And this part's ridiculous. If you saw something, you saw something. If not, you didn't see it. Let's move forward. And
I mean, did Batesville have possession or not?
yeah, it's a yes
That's
or
what it
no.
comes
There's
down
no
to.
conversation. That's what. Talk about the definition of black and white. It is what it is, or it's not what it's not.
Now
Officials
Aston's trying to
continue to
say,
talk.
yeah, should be East Central ball.
Yeah, it's going to be. It looks like East Central will maintain possession of the football. Mr. Shaver next to us said it was not an illegal pass, or it was a forward pass. That was a call. That's why we have experts up here.
Yeah.
Jack.
Well, that's why they
You and I
send them
don't
up
know.
here to us this year.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. We've done this for 3 or 4 years without
Yeah.
any help, and now all of a sudden somebody sent somebody
Yeah.
up here. So obviously we weren't doing a good enough job.
No, we needed a supervisor.
Cole Burton's screen pass is incomplete. And East Central will have to punt. If you're Coach Miners right now, you can't be happy with the way the offense is playing.
Absolutely not. It's been very ugly here for the first quarter and almost a half here, Matt, in this game. Been very sluggish, and we mentioned that at the start of the game that they need to get out and have a better flow than what they did last week.
And as we said, East Central obviously is favored on paper, but paper doesn't mean much
No.
in a game. So there's Ringer back to kick. Gets a rugby-style kick and a really nice roll
Yeah.
down, and that's going to take it down to about the 30-yard line for the Bulldogs. So Batesville will take over 1st and 10 on their own 32-yard line. 11:40 here in the second quarter. Stay tuned with us over halftime. We've got homecoming festivities, and we've got some people that will be up here that we'll interview about homecoming and all sorts of. I think we actually have an alumni coming up, Jack.
That's what I've heard. So, folks, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So Batesville will take over 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line. East Central's defense back out. And after that first quarter, Jack, you got East Central's got to be a little bit tired from the defense. They were on the field for quite a long time that first quarter.
They carried the load there for most of the first quarter, so there's only so much you can hang on their hat.
Yep. So a short game, bring up 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs. Kuhn on the tackle. If I wasn't mistaken, Jack, it looks like it's youth league or youth night down there. As many cheerleaders as we got.
Yeah,
out there.
absolutely. It's a huge crowd last week, and it looks like it's about the same this week, Matt.
We came up an hour or so before, and it's, where's everybody at? And
Yeah.
forgot there's a parade
Big
going
parade,
on behind us. So we'll talk about that at halftime. Oh, great job by Geisel. Get away. Geisel's going to pick up about 2 or 3 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great job by Geisel not to get tracked down there in the backfield. And get some positive yardage out of the play. Ball up to around the 34 of Batesville.
So 3rd and 6 on the 34-yard line for the Bulldogs. Again, that clock is ticking. 10:53 left. Geisel rolls out. And a nice grab by number 44 for the Bulldogs to pick up the first down.
Matt, that was Bobby Weiler on the reception. He was tackled by number 46, Braden Rouse.
So Weiler picks up the first down for the Bulldogs. Clock continues to roll, 10:44 here in the second quarter.
Another good first down game, man, for Batesville.
Yep. If you would have told me before the game that as of right now, the Bulldogs will have more first downs than what East Central does, I'd say you're crazy.
Yeah.
But they do.
I think time of possession is about 12 minutes. Batesville, 2 for East Central, maybe less.
Batesville up the middle is going to pick up 2 yards, bring up 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs.
That was number 10 on the run. That was Gage Pullman.
Batesville's done a really nice job of maintaining that clock throughout this first half so far.
Yes, they have.
East Central's got to figure something out as they go into Ron Colley and Guerin and those type of, you can't turn the ball over. You can't fumble the football because those teams will make you pay for it.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned it, and we'll talk about it later, but, South Dearborn, they're undefeated, and Connorsville has a winning record.
Yep. Screenplay incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Yeah, you're right, Jack. The remainder of the season for East Central doesn't look, it's not a cake show by any stretch.
I'm not sure, Matt, of Guerin Catholic's record, but, you could face a situation where you've got teams with winning records until the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
That pass was, we just heard from down below that Guerin Catholic is 3-1 on the season.
So the last 2 games of the year with Guerin Catholic and Ron Colley, you're going to face 2 teams that are going to, I guarantee you, have winning records.
Yeah.
And are 2 tough teams that are playing in a huge East Central, a huge Indianapolis area that are good teams.
Yeah, any of those teams up here, as Matt, are in the hunt for the state title.
So Batesville incomplete pass will bring up 4th and 8 for the Bulldogs. They will go back to punt. Looks like Aston and Brotherton will be back for the Bulldogs, or for the Trojans.
Yeah, East Central, of course, plenty of time to work, but they've got to do something with this time.
Yeah, absolutely. 9:33 left here in the second quarter. Punt is away. Fielded cleanly by Brotherton. Brotherton up the middle. It's going to gain about 10 yards. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
Not bad field position, Matt, but let's see if they can come out, East Central, be in sync, play a clean game here in this drive, and try to get into the end zone.
You almost think, Jack, that in their mind that, we had Franklin County beat them 56-0.
Yeah.
And coming into Batesville, Batesville's not that good. They're in their mind, and and they came out flat. And
Yeah, they
I'm
did.
not saying Batesville isn't that good, but in their mind, if they're thinking that, obviously they know now Batesville's for real.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't take any team for granted.
Yeah.
I mean, Batesville's come in here and ready to fight.
There's Ringer. He will pick up 2 yards, bring up 2nd and 8 for the Trojans. That's just proof that you got to take every team seriously.
Yeah,
And
you do, Matt.
You got to jump off the start. It's not about, and to some extent, it's about those turnovers and fumbling the football and
Yeah.
not being safe with it. And so Burton has 3 wide, 1 to the near side. Looks to throw right down the middle, and it's off the mark.
Yeah, a little bit off sync here. I don't think Eli was quite ready for that pass and looking for it. It's going to bring up 3rd down for the Trojans.
Coach Sipe calling in the play for the Trojans. Burton back to throw. Looking on the near side. And that's going to be complete and will be enough for the 1st down. Pass caught by Eli Aston. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Obviously, they're wanting to get the ball down the field quick.
Yeah, they're going to want to move. Eli, nice catch here with his knee down. Could advance the ball.
Yep.
But East Central does get a 1st down. They're going to move quick.
East Central 1st and 10, trips on the near side. Handoff up the middle. That's going to pick up, Ringer's going to pick up 4 yards. Bring up 2nd and 6 for the Trojans. I think one of the best things about these games, Jack, is watching how they call in those plays.
Oh, yeah.
These guys' arms are flying all over the place.
Looking at the signal and trying to find the right one.
These coaches have to be sore at the
Oh,
end of
you'd
games.
think so.
Back to throw. Pass complete. I believe that's Brotherton. Nope, that's Wheat. So Wheat with the 1st down. Seems like East Central offense is starting to pick up a little bit.
Yeah, nice pass by Burton here and some traffic by Batesville.
Yep. East Central rolling down the field. 1st and 10. 7:40 left here in the 2nd quarter at Trojan Field. Reverse. Aston looking to throw. He's got Brotherton. Brotherton up and incomplete. He had it in his hands. That was a good throw by Aston.
Yes.
Brotherton just wasn't able to bring it down. Good play call by the Trojans. Pass incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 39.
Brotherton pretty well covered by number 13, Trenton Kincaid of Batesville.
Had to turn the lights on so we can see.
Oh, I know. It's getting a little dark in
In
here.
our young age, we can be able to see that. Back to Wheat. Wheat with the 1st down, picks up about 15, going to bring up 1st and 10.
Nice job here by Cole Wheat to fight for some more yards.
So 1st and 10 for the Trojans, 7:21 left here in the 2nd quarter. Burton moving that group down the field pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So he drifts to the right, the near side. Burton keeps it. He's going to the other side. He's going to pick up another 1st down, or it's going to be close. I think he did pick it up.
Yeah, man, I believe he did.
The official said no. It's going to bring up 2nd and 1
Close.
for the Trojans.
But East Central's found a little groove here,
Yeah,
man, like we said they needed to
Exactly.
find.
Yep.
So
Burton back in the shotgun, looking to throw. Throw in the end zone. He intercepted. Batesville intercepted the play. I'm not sure. They're calling a touchback. I am not sure why the touchback is being called, but it was. And again, we have an officials conference. So the ball will be placed on the 20-yard line for the Bulldogs. Batesville will take over 1st and 10. 6:29 left here in the second quarter.
So again, turnovers bite East Central. I'm not exactly sure, Matt, why that was called a touchback either, but Batesville gets to start this drive on the 20-yard line.
So our statistician, Mr. Andy Shaver, said it's an automatic touchback. I'm still unclear. I didn't know that we do that, but I guess we did. So it'll be 1st and 10, 6:29 left here in the second quarter. Batesville back in the shotgun. Geisel hands off. East Central's defense is right there. Maybe gains a yard. Yep, will gain 2 yards. So bring up 2nd and 8 on the 22.
Yeah, East Central's defense has done a really good job kind of bending but not breaking here so far in the game.
Brings up 2nd and 8, 5:54 here in the second quarter. Batesville with the ball on their own 22-yard line. Geisel back to throw. In a shot, he's going to get sacked.
He's going to get sacked.
Great defense. He's going to get a loss of 5. That's going to bring up 3rd and 13 for the Bulldogs. Great job by the East Central defense, I think.
Absolutely.
We talked a lot about Batesville controlling the ball offensively,
Yeah.
but East Central defense has done a great job.
They've done a great job, being able to contain Batesville,
Yep.
Matt. And even though Batesville's had a couple long drives, they've not allowed Batesville to score. That was number 60, Colin Engel, on the initial hit there for the sack. Batesville's going to get set at the line, 3rd and about 13 for the Bulldogs.
Batesville with. Yep. Batesville's
Yeah.
going to get a timeout. We also will take a timeout. 4:52 left here in the second quarter. East Central 7, the visiting Bulldogs 0. We'll be right back with you. We're back at East Central High School. Matt Maple alongside Mr. Aaron Jackson. East Central 7, the visiting Bulldogs 0. 4:52 left here in the second quarter, Jack. It's been a tale of two different situations.
Yeah.
East Central offense has not looked good so far this evening.
We talked about it, we mentioned it before, but we've seen a lot of the ghosts from the past come to haunt East Central here tonight. A lot of penalties and a lot of turnovers, Matt, and not a lot of points for the Trojans.
So the Trojans have fumbled twice, recovered once, and thrown an interception on 3 different series. So when Batesville, when they recovered the kick on the first kickoff and East Central recovers it, he felt like this is going to get over quick. It hasn't.
No.
Batesville's done a nice job of keeping their mind and heads in it. Geisel back in the shotgun. He's played really well this evening.
Yeah, he really has.
Geisel's scrambling out, looking to throw the ball. Gets it down, and it's going to be out of bounds.
Matt, he barely got that off before he was sacked again.
So that's going to bring up 4th and 13 for the Bulldogs. Looks like they will punt. That'll take Aston and Brotherton out on the field, and they will be back for the Trojans. Nice defensive stand for the Trojans again.
Absolutely. Yeah, they've held tough here all the first half because they've been on the field, as we said, a long time.
Long time. Yep.
And folks watching at home, Just want to draw your attention to the games of note marquee scrolling at the bottom.
So there's Aston, picks up the ball. He'll gain about 5 yards, and that'll take it inside the 50-yard line. East Central will take over on the 43-yard line.
Aston was tackled by John Durkeasing.
And there is another flag. Jack, last week with those officials, I don't know if we saw a flag, to be quite honest. And we've seen about 10 so far this evening. That's going to be holding against Batesville. That'll back them up. And it looks like they will re-punt. Well, Jack, I'm almost positive he said holding and pointed towards Batesville. But there's no yardage that's been marked off. Yeah, now they're marking the yards off. So Batesville will gain, East Central will gain 10 yards from the Batesville hold. That'll take them down to the 33-yard line. East Central will take over 1st and 10. 4:35 left here in the second quarter. Again, stay tuned with us over halftime. We'll have some visitors up here, alumni. We'll have some student council sponsors come up, and we can talk about what homecoming festivities look like at East Central. Brotherton up the middle. He's going to gain 5 yards. He's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, nice run by Ryan Brotherton. East Central's got great field position. 4 minutes to work with, so hopefully they can get a score, get some separation, Matt, from Batesville here before they head into halftime.
Yeah, you're right. Separation's the key. There's Burton rolling out to the left. He's going to get out of bounds. He'll pick up the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. 22-yard line.
Because if you're East Central, Matt, you don't want to give Batesville a lot of hope, especially heading into halftime.
Yep. So there's Burton in the backfield. Ringer to his side. Hands off to Ringer right up the middle. Ringer's going to pick up. He's going to be close. He will. He will pick up the first down. That'll be 1st and 9 from the 9-yard line. Nice run by Josh Ringer.
Absolutely. His best run of the night, Matt.
Yep.
He was tackled by number 30, Peyton Tabby.
3:50 and counting here in the second quarter at Trojan Field. Burton's going to keep it. Right up the middle. Is he going to get in? I think he's going to.
Yes.
He is. Touchdown. East Central. Cole Burton with the 9-yard touchdown. East Central will take the lead 13-0 with 3:36. It was a good offensive series for East Central. It feels like they're starting to gain some of that momentum.
Yeah. That's the score, Matt, that they needed and they were looking for. That's the replay right there. Nice job by Cole to get it across the goal line. McPhee back for the PAT.
McPhee's kick up and good. 14-0 in favor of the Trojans. You got to feel like that after that slow first quarter and turnover-prone first quarter to some extent for the Trojans, that they finally maybe get their feet underneath of them.
Yeah.
And 14-0 for the Trojans. Great look at the kicking team for East Central. 3:36. You got to think if the defense can get a stop, there's a chance you can go in 21-0.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's still plenty of time for East Central to get the ball back, Matt, and score if they can. But they have looked better. The previous drive looked great too. It just got snuffed out by the interception.
Yep.
So finally, East Central gets a little bit of that separation they were looking for.
So East Central getting ready to kick off. Neon night here at Trojan Field. A lot of students out here. Homecoming 2022 at East Central High School.
Yeah, always a special time homecoming is.
Yeah.
And always a great turnout by our student section.
Kick by McPhee is a really good kick. Fielded inside the
Oh,
5.
great kick.
Batesville will get it. Nice job. Nice defensive stand by the kickoff team. And you got to think that East Central hopes, let's go 3 and out. Let's give our offense one more chance to see if we can score before halftime.
Yeah, if you're East Central, you want to get Batesville off the field as soon as you can.
Yeah.
To give yourself as much time. You got about 3:30 left to work with. That was number 36, Dylan Maxwell, on the tackle on the kick return. Good job by Dylan wrapping up the returner for the Bulldogs.
Talked to Dylan's mom earlier. They're heading to Syracuse, New York this evening to watch the older son, Alex, playing for Purdue. So best of luck to Alex tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Playing Syracuse. Handoff up the middle. And that's a good stand by the Trojans. And I get it. Batesville wants that time to come off that clock, but it looks like Coach Miners just called a timeout, thinking that they can get the ball back over before half, at least one more series for the offense.
Yeah, they should have one more series to work with. Smart move, stop that clock, give yourself as much time as you can to try to get another touchdown before halftime.
So 3:21 left here in the second quarter. Matt Maple alongside Mr. Aaron Jackson and our statistician, Andy Shaver. Great to have him up here.
Yes.
He will give us some stats here at halftime, and we'll be able to get you some stuff coming. The Trojan Media Production. Another great turnout here by the Trojan fans. It's been a nice evening for football, really, Jack. Weather-wise,
yeah, it really has.
And been a really good, easy season so far for the first 4 games.
Yeah.
5 games, I guess. Can't believe we're already there.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple more weeks, man. It'll be having the sectional draw and lining up the brackets. Yeah.
Before you and I know it, we'll be doing some basketball games.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Watching the girls and the boys.
So Geisel in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Geisel looking to throw. Gets it down the middle. Nice throw, and that's even better defense.
Yes.
That's fantastic defense by the Trojans. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Bulldogs. Pass, I believe, to Kaiser was incomplete. So that's the worst case scenario for the Bulldogs, is an incomplete pass stops the clock at 3:17. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, if you're East Central, you couldn't ask for a better play call coming out of the
Absolutely.
Batesville huddle.
Yep. So 3rd down for the Bulldogs. Geisel looking to throw again, and he's going to be close. He's going to be sacked. Oh, my goodness, that is a bad spot. That is a safety through and through. Let's see if we can get a replay on that one. Jack, I don't see how that was not a safety.
Folks,
There's
here
the
it is.
replay. I'll tell you what, he's real close to being a safety. I'm not sure.
I don't know if they ruled him down before he was ruled in the grasp or what.
Right.
But it's going to be a timeout. We've got an injured player here, Matt, on the field.
We also will take a timeout. 3:06 left here in the second quarter. We'll be right back with you. We're back here at East Central High School. Matt Maple alongside Mr. Aaron Jackson at Trojan Field here in St. Leon, Indiana. Batesville facing a 4th and 24 on their 1 yard line. Jack, we looked at the replay off air. I still am confused on how that's not a safety, but that's why I'm not an official either.
Yeah. I didn't think he was down, but it's not our call to make, like you said.
So Batesville will punt. East Central should get very good field position. And that should be about the 24-yard line. He's marking it right at the, nope. That's right at the 20-yard line. So East Central will take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line with 3:05. You got to think if you're East Central, let's punch it in.
Yeah.
Heck, you might get another possession after this.
Yeah, you might, because you only took about 30 seconds off the clock,
That's right.
and I believe they still have 2 timeouts left, Matt.
Yep.
Because Coach Miners only had to call that one. Batesville had the pass.
Yep.
Saved East Central.
So Burton in the backfield with Ringer. Trips on the near side, one on the far side. Burton looking to throw. Yeah, you got to think they're looking at possessions in the end zone for Brotherton. Oh, that's just, my goodness sakes alive. That kid's an athlete.
He is.
And just couldn't come down with that one.
Yeah, he climbed the ladder, but just couldn't reel it in.
Yep. That'll bring up 2nd and 10, and you got to think they're not worried about the down and the distance. They're worried about the end zone right now.
Oh, yeah.
Jack.
Yeah, you want to score as quickly as you can to give your defense a chance to get yourself a 3-and-out offense right back on the field.
2:59 left here before halftime. There's Burton in the backfield, hands off to Ringer. You may not need to throw it, just give it to Ringer. Ringer right up the middle, takes it down to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, another great run, slipping past tacklers and breaking a couple on his way.
And East Central right at the line, they're ready to roll.
Yeah, there's no hesitation now, Matt.
Ringer right up the middle. He's going to get down to about the 3. See what East Central chooses to do. There's an injured player. Well, maybe not. 2:36 left here in the second quarter. East Central right at the line looking. Don't be surprised if you see Brotherton in the far corner here. Just go up for a fade.
Yeah.
Burton, end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
Nice read there by Burton, Matt, to get it in.
Jack, that took less than a minute for them to score. So obviously McPhee's going to come in. He's going to take over the PAT part of it. But you got to be really happy with the offense right now because they're rolling.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're ready. They're in sync now. And if they can hold Batesville to like 30 more seconds, they've got a legitimate chance for another nice drive.
Absolutely. You get a 3-and-out.
Yeah.
And you got a real good chance. There's McPhee up. PAT is good and good. 2:18 left here at Trojan Field. 21-0 in favor of the home team Trojans over the Batesville Bulldogs. We're going to take 30 seconds. Let the kick team get out there. We'll be right back with you. Welcome back to Trojan Field in St. Leon, Indiana. Matt Maple alongside Mr. Aaron Jackson and Mr. Andy Shaver. 2:18 left here before halftime. Halftime ceremonies will begin immediately, so please stay tuned. We will take a little bit of a break, but have student council reps, Mr. Ryan Bond, come up, who's an alumni of East Central and actually is coaching the middle school football team, come up and talk a little bit with us as well. So we'll have some special guests there in that third quarter. Kick up. Fielded cleanly by Batesville. And I would not suspect that's a fantastic defensive play on the kickoff for East Central.
Yeah, great play. And again, A.J. Garrison, no surprise there.
Shoo.
He's having another heck of a game here, Matt.
Yeah, that kick and tackle.
Yeah.
So Batesville will take over 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line. If you're Batesville, I would assume you want that clock rolling.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, why would you want to give the Trojans another opportunity? Because they're very much in sync at the moment.
Very surprised they don't even. I would be shocked if they throw the ball down the field. You got to think they got to run just to get that clock rolling.
Yeah.
Run right up the middle. Gain of maybe 1. That's going to be a timeout by East Central. Obviously, to stop that clock.
Got 2:07 left here once the timeout ends.
And you're starting to, we talked as soon as kind of we get started that second quarter, you thought, man, that offense has to get their feet underneath them.
Yeah.
And they sure as heck got their feet underneath them.
Yeah, they found that rhythm. And, Matt,
Yeah.
we've seen that really in every home game here this season so far where East Central's offense has gotten off to a sluggish start or a poor start, and they've kind of found that footing, like you said, and been able to convert that into some points.
And, you know, we talked off air, going into Guerin Catholic and Roncalli, they got to get that fixed.
Yeah, they do.
If you start that sluggish start against those type of teams, you're going to be hurting.
Yeah, and nothing against Batesville, but, you know, you come in, if you're the Trojans, expect to win. You don't want to give a team like Batesville any hope and any sort of message that the coach could give at halftime to get them fired up for the second half. You know, you want to keep them down.
So Batesville is 2nd and 9, 2:07 left here before halftime. Handoff right up the middle. And I would think they're going to call timeout. We'll see. That doesn't look like it. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 7. For the Bulldogs. 150 and running here in the second quarter. Appreciate all of you tuning in for tonight's game.
Absolutely.
Another great production by the Trojan Media production crew, and Kevin Leach and Spencer Powell do such a fantastic job with this group and makes our jobs so much easier.
A lot easier, absolutely.
And it feels like it's easier every game because they bring in some other gadget that makes our lives better, you know?
Yeah, they're always improving.
Run right up to he's getting stuffed big time.
Yes.
That's going to be a loss of 1. That'll bring up 4th. That'll bring up 4th and 8. And the Trojans will get, it's going to be about a minute. They're going to have less than a minute because obviously Batesville's going to run this clock down. So they're going to have about 30 seconds on the clock by the time they get the ball.
Yeah, you would think, Matt, they're going to use every second they can, but East Central's going to have 1 timeout left to work with.
Yep. And you got to think, to me, I wouldn't be surprised if I see Brotherton in the right end zone, on the right side in the end zone, up for a jump ball about 2
absolutely.
or 3 times.
I was thinking the same thing, either by Burton or another flea flicker that we saw before from Aston.
So Batesville runs it all the way down, calls a timeout with 36.2 seconds left here in the second quarter. You got to think Coach Miners and his offensive staff is thinking right now, all right, I've got 3 plays maybe.
Yeah.
How do I get into the end zone in 3 plays?
Absolutely. Here's the sequence of plays that we can run, guys.
And these guys are so smart. They probably already have a sequence already, you know,
over
the summer.
All ready to go.
Done, they're ready to go. So timeout by the Bulldogs to stop the clock and not get pushed back, but obviously they're punting the football. 36.2 left. East Central talking to their players on what their expectations are here. It looks like Brotherton's going to be up. You got and Aston's the only one back, which you got to think they're trying to block this punt.
Yeah.
So Brotherton will be number 20 right there at the lower part of your screen. Great job of the Trojan Media production crew of giving that ticker at the bottom of games. It helps us, and hopefully you guys enjoy as well. It's a great punt. Fair catch by Aston. He's going to catch it right at the 45-yard line with 31 seconds left exactly on the clock here in the second quarter. They got time, Jack. When you have
they do.
Burton, you have Brotherton, you have Aston. You've got some of those skill position, Ringer, Wheat. You got some of those skill positions. You got some weapons out there that you can get down there in 31 seconds.
Absolutely. Well, I think the key word, like you said, is weapons. There's a lot of options for East Central, and we see here another flag on the field.
Goodness sakes. It's going to go against East Central, it appears.
Looks like Coach Miner's getting an explanation.
They're going back. It must have been a personal foul. The umpire is not giving us any indication of what that was. Holding against East Central. So it'll be first down on the 45. You still got to think, Jack, there's 31 seconds. And they got to travel 55 yards to score.
Well, with this offense, there's a chance.
Yep, absolutely.
You got so many playmakers. You got 4 split wide here, 1 in the backfield. See what East Central calls.
Burton down the middle. There's Aston. Yep. They got to hurry the line.
Yeah, great game, but they got to hurry, and they're moving.
Coach Miners is saying spike it. It's a great call by Coach Miners. 25 seconds. Yep. Great job. Great call. I don't know how in the world that took 5 seconds to spike a football, but it took 5 seconds to spike the football. 20.7 left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, great pickup.
Yep.
Nice pass play, Burton Aston.
Great job of the offensive line giving Burton time.
Absolutely.
Burton rolling out. He's going to throw it down to the ground. 15.2, 5 more seconds off the clock.
Yeah, nothing there. Burton avoids a sack.
Yep. And that's a definition of a good quarterback, right?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody who realizes and recognizes that I got nothing, so I'm just going to throw it out of bounds rather than take the stack or try and force something.
Yeah.
Great job by Cole Burton there.
He's going to be back in the gun, 4 wide for the Trojans. Great job by the line to give him some time.
Oh.
He overthrows his receiver.
Overthrew Ringer in the end zone. 9.5. You got to think maybe 2 plays.
Yes.
At the most. But they're going to have to make those quick ones. Yeah, again, the offensive line give Burton plenty of time to get the ball down the field.
Do you think they'll take another shot, Matt, down the field, or do you think they're going to do a slant route maybe?
I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that they have not got the ball to Brotherton in the right end zone. So you got trips on this side, 2 on the far side. Just throw it up and let Brotherton go get it. And that's what he's doing. Nope. They're going to call it out of bounds. 1.9 left. It's one heck of a throw.
Yeah, it was.
And
But just couldn't keep those feet in bounds, Matt.
Trey Omer, the intended target. Just a little bit too far. That's going to turn the ball over to Batesville. 1st and 10 with 1.9. You got to think if you're Batesville, you're going to go ahead and just kneel it and go into halftime.
Get out, Yeah, if you're the Bulldogs, Matt, you don't want to take any chance on having a wild play here with 1.9 seconds left or having an injured player.
So Geisel will go underneath center for the first time. He will be taking the snap, and he'll be kneeling it. And that's going to do it for the first half. East Central ahead of the Batesville Bulldogs, 21-0 here at Trojan Field. We're going to take a short break, but please stay tuned. We'll have some special guests up here to talk through homecoming, talk about alumni. It'll be a great time to get through some things here in the third quarter. Please stay tuned.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2022 East Central Homecoming Festival. Now, the pleasure of introducing the 2022 Homecoming crew. First off, your princess and prince candidates from the freshman class, Sadie Hofer and Tyler Smith. Sadie is the daughter of Michelle and Mitchell Hofer. Sadie is part of the East Central Dance Team, East Central Cheerleading. She has been awarded Dance Team Captain for 2022. She is also a member of the anthem.
They're doing the colors.
Tyler's the son of Maureen and Jeremy Stanton. Tyler's a member of the football team, wrestling team, student council, and is president of the freshman class. He enjoys raising animals, gardening, cooking, and fishing.
Try as much as you can.
Your princess and prince candidates from the sophomore class. Macy Miller, Carson Kazan. Macy is the daughter of Sherry and Mike Miller. Macy is a member of FCCLA and volunteers throughout the community. Carson is the son of Dan and Carl Kazan. Carson is a member of the football and basketball teams. Your princess and prince candidates for the junior class, Audrey Brewington and Nathan Rad. Audrey is the daughter of Melissa and Frank Higgins. Audrey is a member of the Spanish Club, student council secretary, and student ambassador secretary. Nathan is the son of Sarah and Michael Brad. Nathan is a member of the girls' tennis team and Trojan exchange. Homecoming princess, Sadie Hofer. Homecoming prince, Tyler Stanton. Congratulations, and how about another round of applause for all of our prince and princesses. And now, for our king and queen candidates from the senior class. Our first set of nominees, Jasmine Buckley and Alex Barr. Jasmine is the daughter of Jessica and Ryan Wilhelm, along with Anthony Buckley. Jasmine is the drum major for the East Central Marching Trojans. She's also leader of the CHS Study Club and a member of National Honor Society. Jasmine will graduate East Central with an Associate's in General Studies and the Indiana College Tour. She plans to attend the University of Cincinnati and major in nursing. Alex is the son of Megan and Larry Barnes. Alex is a member of the East Central High School Marching Trojans. Alex plans to attend the University of Cincinnati and major in business management. He wants to start his own construction company. Our next set of nominees, Maya Ziegler and Peter Coleman. Maya is the daughter of Amy Ziegler and Dawn Ziegler. Maya is a member of the Buddy Club, National Honor Society, student ambassador. Maya plans to attend the University of Michigan, major in secondary education and minor in psychology, where she can teach mathematics and/or politics. Peter is the son of Ann and Brian Coleman. Peter is a member of the football team, jazz band, wrestling team, and Boy Scouts. He plans to attend the Musicians Institute and major in music production, where he wants to play, write music, and go on tour as a professional guitarist. Your 2022 Homecoming Queen, Maya Ziegler. And your 2022 Homecoming King, Peter Coleman. Congratulations, and how about one more round of applause for all of our nominees tonight. Now I've got a brief announcement for anyone sitting near our student section. If you don't want to get any color on you, please move away from the neon for the next few minutes. Student section, I have your ready.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Has this ever happened to you? Does your Chromebook have you stressing? Check out the Drop Zone. Submit a form or ask your teacher. Fast and friendly service with loaners to get you back up and running. The Drop Zone. For your Chromie, homie.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA. High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
We're back here at East Central High School in St. Leon, Indiana, and Trojan Field. Matt Maple alongside Mr. Aaron Jackson. Mr. Andy Shaver, our statistician in East Central, is taking the field up 21-0. And Jack, it was one heck of a first two different quarters there. You had the first quarter where East Central did not look very good.
No.
Second quarter came out, very few possessions, got 3 touchdowns, and is looking much better than what they did.
Yeah, they found a rhythm. They got in sync there, Matt, but we saw, like we said, just those old problems came back again here in this game. In Batesville, you got to give them credit. They didn't find the end zone.
Exactly.
But they gave East Central their best shot and everything East Central could handle.
And you got to think of the key to that is hang around, and they did that. And we are joined by a special guest, Mr. Jackson. And that is Mr. Ryan Bond, who is an alumni of East Central. Mr. Bond, how you doing this evening?
Doing great. Thanks for having me, guys. And may I say, whole Trojan Media Productions and you two up here doing a fantastic job tonight and all season long. Just got to give my props to you guys.
Yeah, we told him before we went on air that he definitely has to kind of suck up to us a little bit. So
I'm sure the check is in the mail.
Oh, yeah. I slipped him the 20 before he came up, Jack. So Ryan, give us a little backstory of the viewers. I think we got about 200 viewers out there. Let's talk about your time here at East Central and when you graduated and what impact football made for you.
Yeah, definitely. Football is a huge part of my life growing up, of course, in the East Central, grade school all the way through high school, playing football, all kinds of sports. But yeah, I graduated in 2021. I played quarterback here for East Central on varsity for 2 years. I'm now at the University of Cincinnati, and I'm actually coaching middle school football here. I think you guys mentioned earlier. So back in the program, it's great down there, and a lot of good stuff coming up in the next couple of years.
So you were part of some very successful teams that came through East Central, and obviously wins and losses are a big part of East Central. However, I think the leadership qualities that they teach you in football is amazing, and Coach Miners and his staff do a fantastic job of that. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. Funny enough, growing up, my dad coached Coach Miners, so that was kind of trying to emulate that, and always hearing about how much of a leader he was on the field. But even getting into colleges, writing those applications to colleges, the leadership that East Central football taught me was definitely something that I highlighted in those. And yeah, definitely a part of some super successful teams. The 2017 state champions actually got the ring downstairs. So it was a great 4 years here, and they just obviously have a great program here. So.
Jack, I thought it'd be like one of those deals where he wears a ring like Michael Jordan does.
Yeah, I know.
All 6 fingers type of thing.
Yeah, or like Tom Brady. Too many for the fingers.
Yeah, he reminds me a little bit of Brady.
Well, I know. No. Now, Ryan, why don't you tell everybody once you're graduated, what your program, what your major is there in UC, and maybe how the classes at the high school got you ready for that.
Yeah, definitely. So I am lucky enough to actually be part of the Linder Business Honors at UC. I'm a finance and marketing major. So, the first couple of years in East Central really prepared me and a lot of the people I know for college, because we come in and we already have 50-some odd credits from Ivy Tech and the dual credit program we have here at East Central, as well as the AP credit. So East Central does a great job of preparing the students, and from everyone, everywhere I've talked to, we have friends at Purdue, IU, UC, all kinds of schools, and East Central does a great job preparing them for everything.
So we're joined by 3 other teachers and staff members up here right now, and we're going to interview them. So you're on the spot. Of the 4, who's your favorite? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not even
gosh, you can't do that to me right now.
You're not doing that. Ryan, it's great for you to come up. I appreciate that. It's great for your continued involvement in East Central football and being a football coach for the middle school and still a part of the program. And you're one heck of a leader, and we greatly appreciate your time. And go enjoy the homecoming festivities.
Yeah, will do. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, Ryan. We really appreciate it.
Thanks,
you take
Ryan.
care, buddy.
Yep.
With that, we appreciate Ryan Bond coming up and sharing his thoughts and about East Central. And it's back to the leadership stuff. And we've got some guests that we're going to get on here in a minute.
Yeah.
But the whole leadership part of it is so key. And these folks that we're about ready to interview are the ones that are behind that as well. And so stay tuned with us. We have about 42 seconds left here before the start of the third quarter. Batesville will be kicking off to East Central, so the Trojans will get the ball at the start of the third quarter. Stay with us. We'll be right back with you here in about 40 seconds.
Welcome back, Trojan fans. We're joined here with Mrs. Bettina Rose, Pam Donahue, and they're going to talk a little bit about homecoming week. It is homecoming game tonight here at Trojan Field. And so, ladies, kind of what is the backstory? Like, what kind of work do you guys put in with student council getting ready for this week and some of the activities you put on this week? Mrs. Rose, you want to start with that maybe?
Yeah, sure. So we work with student council execs and the council at large to kind of come up with a theme and, you know, kind of research the kids, see what they want. So every day was themed out. Every day had a different color. And then tonight, the culminating event was definitely the parade. Thank you, Mrs. Donahue.
You are welcome.
And as well as the dance after the game, the crowning and then the dance after the game. So that's kind of what our gig is, just to get the kids going. And leadership is so important to our school community. So.
It is. You know, and guys, we've talked about before with Mr. Black and Dr. Jackson coming up here, just the great opportunities for all the kids. You know, you talk about the leadership. We just had Ryan Bond on, talk about how, you know, that gets the kids prepared for, you know, the future outside of school, no matter what they, you know, pursue.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pam, kind of what did you do as far as the parade? How did you get that organized? You know, you've been involved with that since the inception.
Right. Yeah, we started that, oh my gosh, I think it's about, 7 years ago. And it first started out as they used to use chicken wire and the little palms, the little tissue paper. And we decided we wanted to do, the kids decided they wanted to do a parade. And it was so funny because as we're walking by, they're all coming out and they're, we have bags, garbage bags behind us, but the kids had so much fun, and they were saying, this is so exciting. So we decided that.
Pam, we're going to break in here. We got a big touchdown run by Josh Ringer. Touchdown, Trojans. Guys, East Central's come out hot. Like we said before halftime, they've kind of found their rhythm, and they score early here in the third quarter. But Pam, back to you. You know, it's come a long way. And, you know, it seems like just I haven't been part of it, but just watching it here coming in, doing the games with Matt, you know, it's gotten bigger and better every year.
It has. I mean, even this year, like they're getting the other football games, the mini football players, the dancers, anybody that's involved in the community has been wanting to come out and participate in it, and then even the schools from the different, or the teachers from the different elementary schools as well. So yeah, it's grown so much, and it's just a lot of fun to watch. I always get the backside of it, but it is so neat to see all the everybody watching it, all the patrons watching it, and we did have our special guest, Kelsey Lanehart was our Grand Marshal, and we want to start doing that and bringing in former students that have been leaders in the school when they were students and bring them back and be the Grand Marshals year after year.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Dr. Rose, what's going to go on later tonight with the dance? What do you guys have planned for that with the kids?
Yeah, so the theme is neon, and we just had kind of a powder explosion, and then the kids, of course, are all decked out in their neon. we'll head back to the school. They'll dance until about 11, and then we'll let him go home so we can go home.
Yeah.
And go back.
That's important too, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's about all that's left now that we crowned everybody and the kids are.
You can take that deep breath, right? And
Yeah,
kinda
we're
exhale
starting
a little bit.
to.
Yeah.
And we have a few hours left, and
Yeah.
then 2022 homecoming will be over. It's hard to believe.
McPhee's PAT was good. He gets set to kick off for Batesville's opening drive. Nice kick by McPhee. He's going to back up the kick returner for the Bulldogs. He's going to look to kick out, gain some yards. But nice coverage here by East Central as they bring him down close to the 10-yard line. So, ladies, you guys do a great job. It's been a successful evening. Anything else you'd like to add here before we turn to the middle school dean?
I would just say that we just have awesome students.
Yeah.
We do. It's a
All
great
the way
community.
around.
Yeah, it really is fun.
In
isn't it?
general, it's just such
Yeah.
a great community to be a part of.
Well, Pam, Dr. Rose, thanks for coming up, spending some time with us. I know it's been a busy night for you, and it's been a successful night. So thank you again, and congratulations.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Batesville takes over. 1st and 10. 10-23 left here in the third quarter. Thank you to the Student Council, East Central, for giving us the fill-in of tonight. Homecoming's always a fun night for our students, and it's been a great turnout for our East Central kids. 28-0 in favor of the Trojans. 9:59 and counting here in the third quarter. We are joined now by Mr. Shearing. We'll get to him in a moment. Batesville runs it right up the middle. It's going to pick up a yard or two. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. Jack, there's deans and there's deans.
Well, I know.
And sometimes there's other deans.
Well,
and
yeah.
I think we got another one, the other side of it now.
Well, we got Mrs. Bond, the legendary dean.
Yeah, that's the social studies dean.
Yeah, that's the social studies. If you need a question answered like about the Treaty of Tordesillas, I've heard she's the lady to go to.
She can't spell it.
Well, I couldn't spell that either. That's why I got to go to her.
That's why you have Google.
Well, that's right.
So we are joined by Mr. Grant Shearing, Dean of Students at the middle school, and also sponsor of Student Council. Mr. Shearing, how you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. So Batesville back to throw. Down the middle, just a little bit too far. Led him a little bit too far. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Bulldogs. You guys suspect they're going to punt.
Yeah.
It looks like the punt team's coming on. Let's talk a little bit about what Student Council at the high school. And when we talked to Ryan Bond, and he talked a lot about leadership and the importance of leadership and how that's helped him through UC. What leadership opportunities does Student Council at the high school, East Central High School, provide?
So every year we elect a group of juniors and seniors to be our lead execs, and sometimes every once in a while you can get a sophomore, but usually it's an upperclassman. So we let them kind of take charge of the organization of Student Council. Of course, we're there to advise, but they do a pretty good job at developing leadership roles, such as tonight with the homecoming, the court, the parade, a little bit with Mrs. Donahue, and also the dance. And then they have a lot of opportunities throughout the school year. We have a lot of fundraisers that we put together, dealing with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, our blood drive with Hawksworth Blood Center to be able to donate blood. Also, in the years past, we've done the Riley Nights and the Miracle Night for our children's hospitals, which gives them an opportunity to put a huge thing together. But it's not about them; it's about our school, it's about our community, and gives them a really good job at if they want to go into leadership roles outside of high school.
There's Ringer with the ball right up the middle. He's going to bounce outside. He was one tackle away from scoring again. Ringer will pick up 16 yards, bring up a 1st down for the Trojans. So How many total East Central High School kids are involved in student council?
Right now we have about 42 students. We've kind of gone back to the old way that we used to do things where they're elected into council. At one time we had about 70 students involved, but we kind of shrunk it down to about 42 students because those are the ones that really want to be there, really want to partake in the organization and really want to be part of our school and make it better. So a smaller group is sometimes better because you can control that a little better, being on top of it a little better, and they do a really good job.
More flags on the field. We've seen more and more of that this evening. So, Mr. Shearing, the other thing, so I've got to ask you before I forget. On Sundays, how is it doing the change for the NFL Cincinnati Bengals?
It's enjoyable. I get to do that with my dad, and that's awesome, and it's pretty cool. Best seat in the house.
I would assume so. Can't buy that seat.
No, you can't.
So that's going to push the Trojans back. Going to bring up first down for the Trojans, and 22 on the 43-yard line. Burton underneath center. Hands off to Aston, who's in motion. Aston's only going to pick up a few. So, Mr. Shearing, when you talk through the leadership opportunities and student council stuff from the high school, the next upcoming thing for them is what?
So our next big event will be our November food drive / usually we do a coat and sock drive with AOK Club that Mrs. Donahue does on. And then our big thing that towards the end of the first semester is our snowball dance that our students put together. We go down to Cincinnati, get decorative rentals to bring decorations out. We spend a whole day of decorating for our students, and it's awesome because freshmen through seniors can attend that dance, where prom it's only juniors and seniors. So that's their next big thing, and then after that we get into our philanthropy with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and with our Hawksworth Blood Center drive.
So Ringer on the swing pass out to the left side will pick up. Well, where he spotted that was a first down.
Yeah, nice yards after catch here by Josh Ringer.
Yeah, nice throw by Burton underneath.
Absolutely.
So first down by Josh Ringer. Well, Mr. Shearing, we greatly appreciate you coming up and all the hard work that you're doing. I know your boss at the middle school is not always fun to work with. Are you laughing or you don't want to talk about it?
No, it's all right.
No comment.
Probably better that way.
Oh, goodness sakes. I don't know how to work with either one of you guys. That's a botched play by Burton underneath, so he's just going to pick up about 1 or 2 yards, bring up 2nd and 8 for the Trojans. So, Mr. Shearing, thanks for coming up.
Absolutely.
Best of luck tonight. Try and get some rest, and we'll see you Monday.
All right, can't wait.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So that's Mr. Shearing from East Central High School Student Council. We greatly appreciate him coming up and having some conversation with us about the leadership opportunities here at East Central High School. It is amazing. We've talked before on air, Jack, just the amount of opportunities that our students have and that they can get involved in.
Yeah, I talked to a couple parents last night, Matt, in conferences. Just, the number of opportunities for East Central kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost a pick by Burton. But, however, East Central keep the ball, 3rd and 8. 6:04 left here in the third quarter. East Central looking to score yet again. 28-0 in favor of the Trojans. Great to have those guys up here to kind of go through some of the fun things that are happening.
Yeah.
Not only tonight, but in the upcoming few weeks.
Well, it's so great just to highlight the kids and what they do, and as we said, just the different opportunities and things that the kids can get involved in. Here's another great run by Josh. He's going to flow a flag.
Yep. That's a nice draw play underneath, and I believe they're going to call a holding on East Central or a block in the back, one of the two. That'll back them up. Yep. So that foul against East Central. Block in the back against East Central. They'll take that ball back to the 13-yard line.
Be 3rd and about 2 for the Trojans.
Beautiful night for football.
Yeah, it is. You know, you can kind of start to feel a
That
little
fall.
bit of a chill.
Yeah.
I was going to say
Yeah.
that fall feeling.
So it looked like another botched play by East Central, but Burton may have picked up that first down. It's going to be close.
It's going to be close. It's going to be the spot.
I mean, you got to think they gave it to Batesville that
Yeah.
time. You got to think they're going to give it. Yep, they are.
Yep.
First down for the Trojans, right out at the 10 and a half yard line.
Yeah, you got to give them credit. They have called it both ways here.
Yep.
But, Matt, it is getting a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
And you feel that fall time coming.
Grilling season's about over.
Yeah, I know. I don't have too many bratwursts left. And I checked at Kroger's. They must have had a run, or it's those shortages. I couldn't find too many.
It's unbelievable. That reminds me of the movie Kingpin.
Yeah. I think there was something about bratwurst on there, wasn't there?
I think so. So all of you watching tonight, appreciate you watching the Trojan Media production crew.
Yes.
Keep in mind the view that you're seeing is all done by students. Obviously, there's a producer, Mr. Leach and Mr. Powell, but our students are the ones that are doing that. It's just absolutely fantastic. Top-notch stuff for high school kids to be doing.
That was a handoff to Brotherton up the middle. But, yeah, I mean, that's another great program that East Central kids can get involved in. You know, if they're interested in TV and radio at all, it's a great way to see if that's for them for their future.
Well, and just the addition of just the little things like the ticker at the bottom that, somebody's got to update that, and that's a high school kid that's doing it. It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Burton in the backfield by himself looking to throw. And he's going to get down. He's down to about the 4-yard line. So that's going to bring up 4th and 4. That'll be an interesting decision by Coach Miners right now. He's going to go for it, I believe. Maybe not. It might be a Wildcat formation. You see Burton coming out. There's Wheat coming out.
Well, Matt, with the way they've moved the ball, it's not a bad decision.
Yep. So the Wildcat will be Ringer and Aston in the backfield. You got it. They're going to get it. I believe Batesville's going to call a timeout. They are. Batesville will call a timeout here with 3:28 left in the third quarter. 28-0 in favor of the home team Trojans. We're going to take 30 seconds. Be right back with you. Back here at St. Leon, Indiana, Trojan Field in East Central High School. 3:28 left in the third quarter. Matt Maple alongside Mr. Aaron Jackson and Andy Shaver, our statistician, who continues to throw papers at us all night long with stats that help us out. We greatly appreciate all his work. 4th and 4. Looking to throw. Ringer in the backfield to Aston. It's going to be a touchdown.
Wide open there,
Woo!
Matt. Great call, great execution by the Trojan offense.
That's a fantastic call by Coach Miners that's coming out of the timeout and his offensive staff. Obviously, you don't expect a throwing play.
No.
And you don't expect Josh Ringer to be throwing the football.
No.
Great job by East Central. Takes that up to 34-0. Looking to 35-0 right now, which will mean the rest of the game will be a running clock if the PAT is good. McPhee back. PAT is up, and it is good. 35-0 in favor of the home team Trojans over the Batesville Bulldogs on homecoming 2022 here in St. Leon, Indiana. And Jack, you got to be happy if you're Coach Miners with that offense after the last three series or the first three series in the first quarter.
Yeah, they've definitely found something, and they finally got themselves in a rhythm.
Yep.
And they've looked a lot better and been able to move a lot better, find the end zone a lot more efficiently here since the start of the game.
Without question. So Batesville will be back to return. McPhee will kick off. 3:23 left here in the third quarter. So there's McPhee getting his stance. I'll tell you what, he's turned into a really good kicker.
Yeah, and that's something, the offense itself, it gets so much attention, but the special teams for East Central is still great.
McPhee out to boot. Gets the ball down to, that's a fantastic play, and it's going to be an automatic touchback. I did not know, Jack, that's probably me not understanding the rules, but I did not know those are automatic touchbacks in the end zone.
Yeah.
You got to think that when Batesville saw that ball, and it went in the end zone, just.
Oh, I know,
I'm not sure exactly. Woo.
Yeah. Well, it's just that miscommunication. It must have been thought about something else, you know. If you're wondering about the halftime stats for Mr. Shaver, we kind of got a little delayed there by our interviews.
Yeah.
But for Batesville, passing, they were 4 from 9 for 26 yards, rushing 21 attempts for only 2 yards. Great defense up front, Matt, by the defensive line for the Trojans. They were 2 of 10 on third downs, but they did do a great job, 2 of 2 on fourth down conversions.
Geisel back to throw. Underneath, they're going to pick up about 5 there. Still good defense by East Central.
For the Trojans in the first half, it was Burton 4 for 13, 60 yards, 1 interception. Rushing Ringer, 7 attempts, 51 yards, 1 TD. Burton, 5 attempts for 17 yards and 2 TDs. Brotherton had 1 rush for 6 yards. Receiving, Wheat, 2 receptions for 27 yards, and Aston, 2 receptions for 33 yards.
Jack, again, like to thank our third quarter volunteers that came up.
Yeah.
Ryan Bond, I don't know if you get better than him.
No.
Talk about a great kid.
Great kid.
Just a fantastic individual. And
Maddie's got a full load internship at UC, and then he comes and coaches 8th grade football.
Yep.
You don't see many kids like that.
And just a fantastic kid, and glad we got an opportunity to interview him, and then Dr. Rose and Miss Donahue and Mr. Shearing and all the hard work that they do to put tonight together for the kids. So, again, want to thank them for their time to come up tonight. I know they're all busy. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Bulldogs, 35-0 in favor of the home team Trojans. Geisel back in the shotgun as he's been all night. Kind of that spread offense, 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Geisel underneath, nice throw. I believe that's Kaiser. That's going to pick up the first down.
Yeah, it's number 20, Matt Cade Kaiser. 6'4" sophomore for Batesville.
You start going down that roster, Jack. We've talked about it, but there's a lot of sophomores that are on Batesville's roster. I think that's a group coming through that's going to be up and coming, and they're going to be pretty good here in a few years.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it giving East Central a great game here tonight. Yeah. It may be a running clock, but really that's not indicative, Matt, of the game we've seen here tonight.
Correct. There's Geisel right up the middle. He had 1 tackle to beat, and he would have been gone, but Geisel's going to pick up 13. It'll be a first down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Matt, another great sustained drive here for the Bulldogs.
And with that is the end of the third quarter, 35-0 in favor of the Trojans. Stay with us. We have 1 quarter left. First and 10 Bulldogs. We'll be right back with you. We're back here at East Central High School. Matt Maple alongside Mr. Aaron Jackson and Eni Shaver. 35-0 in favor of the home team Trojans on homecoming 2022. Glad you're along with us. Stay with us. We got one more quarter left. And then you can go to bed, Mr. Bond, because I know he's listening.
Well, it's probably getting pretty close to his bedtime.
I bet it's past.
It might be.
It's probably past curfew time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to hit a few of those Z's. Now, here's a great question here from the legend, Kaz Burdett.
Uh-oh.
For this Week 5 game versus Batesville. Question is, Matt, the Bulldogs have defeated the Trojans 4 times since 2000. The most by any EIAC team during the 21st century. Which team has defeated EC the most overall since 2000 as of the 2021 season? Not just in the EIAC, but of any team in Indiana. It's an Indiana school.
So 20 years, who's beat them the most?
Who's beat them the most? It's the Bulldogs in the EIAC, but this answer is not an EIAC team.
There's Geisel back. And I believe there's another laundry on the ground. I believe that's going to be holding against Batesville. Oh, my goodness, Jack.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of 2 teams. I'm thinking Evansville, and I'm thinking Roncalli.
Well,
am I close?
You're close. It's going to be one of those 2, Matt.
Let's go with Roncalli.
Matt, you'd be correct. Roncalli has 10 wins against East Central.
And, Jack, I didn't even cheat on this one.
No.
That's pretty impressive.
It is. I mean, it's A+ in my book.
I need to get on the radio and start doing this trivia stuff.
I think you could handle it.
I nailed that one.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe I got that one right.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to call in to Cowboy and
I will.
Yeah, the Reds.
I'll just tell Kaz he's not as smart as what he thinks he is.
Well, I mean, he's trying to trip us up.
He's not tripping anything up. We got this one.
Yeah, I know. 2 experts like us.
That's
What do
right.
you think?
Geisel gains about 4. It's going to bring up 3rd and 20 for the Bulldogs. So this would be, again, a big stop for the Trojans. And obviously Batesville's going to take their time and let that clock keep rolling. Down 35-0. 9:45 left here in the 4th quarter.
Guys, as you continue to look at the scrolling bar, the marquee at the bottom, Guerin Catholic defeated by Roncalli 49-10. We're going to see those schools here in just a couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll see both of those schools in a couple weeks. Roncalli ranked 10th in the state right now, and I don't know if they're shouldn't be ranked a little bit higher.
Yeah, they probably will be after this win against Guerin Catholic, another solid team from the Indy area. And it looks like Connorsville's going to win tonight over Rushville, so it will be, every team will have a winning record.
Yep.
Most likely when they face East Central.
So timeout by Batesville. Still, it'll be third down and 20 for the Trojans. Ball sitting right on the 39-yard line. we got here, an hour or so early, hour and 15 minutes or so, Jack, before the game started, and I walked in, and we walked in together thinking, where in the world's everybody at? We just went down at halftime, and it's packed.
It is.
There's another great crowd for the Trojans tonight.
And Matt, you and I could both see, just kind of describing it for the folks at home, everybody just standing along the fence row around the track yet again.
Pass incomplete to Kaiser from Geisel. That will pick up 4th down. I don't know if you're Batesville's going to punt. So Batesville elects to bring in the punt team, bringing up 4th and 20 for the Bulldogs. So East Central will get the ball back with 9 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Wish all the homecoming participants, congratulations to them, and congratulations to all the sponsors. It's a long time doing, I guess you could say, of getting all the stuff ready to go.
Yeah, and the King and Queen were crowned during halftime. It was Trojan Media Productions' own Maya Ziegler and Peter Coleman.
Absolutely. I think we saw Peter a little bit in the pregame.
Yeah, doing a little bit of weather there, Matt.
Doing a little bit of weather. That's fantastic. Congratulations to both of those. The fake punt comes up empty for the Bulldogs. East Central will take it over, it's going to be on the other side, so probably on the 47. We'll take it over. Coach Miner's rolling his typical crew out there. 8 minutes. The clock will continue to run, 35-0.
Matt, you think this is going to be run heavy here for East Central?
Yeah, without question. Handoff up the middle to Brotherton. He's going to pick up about 9.
Yeah, nice run and nice gain there by Ryan Brotherton for East Central.
So he'll gain 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Trojans. You got to think if East Central scores here, Jack, how much, if they get the ball back, how much do you want to put your starters back in the game or rest them for next week?
Yeah.
There's Burton, keeps the ball. Nice stiff arm.
Yeah, I was going to say, Matt, that you might see some new faces.
And there's Burton down on the ground. Oh, he got up and got back down. That's not good for the Trojans. Cole, it looked like he kind of moved awkwardly when he got tackled. It looks
I noticed
like a
that
knee
too.
or an ankle when he got hit. East Central will be in the Wildcat. That's Robbie Blay back there. Junior wide receiver quarterback. Blay fumbles it. Nice job of Ringer taking that ball back over. Yeah, Burton's hurting.
Yeah, he can't put any weight on that leg, Matt.
Hopefully it's just a cramp, something that...
Yeah, absolutely.
...that they can get fixed. Being looked by Sammy, our trainer. Great to have that partnership with Beacon Orthopedics to have 2 trainers on the field every single home game and away game. So it's great to have those guys down there.
Very fortunate to partner with them.
There's Blay. Catches it in the backfield. Hands off to Ringer. Uh-oh. Oh, he was one guy away, but picks up the first down. So 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
He was drugged from behind, Matt, by Corbin Davis and brought down 5'10" freshman for the Bulldogs. Great gain there by East Central.
And, Blay comes in, his first thing is a fumble, but it's always hard coming off that bench and being it's just different personnel, and it's not necessarily Robbie's fault. It's just hard to come into the game fresh.
Yeah, when you not part of the flow and you're just trying to find your foot in the game, find your feet.
There's Aston on the reversal. He's going to pick up 3 to 7 yards, going to be 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Trojans.
Yeah, East Central's going to be in the red zone again on the 19-yard line of the Bulldogs.
So 5 minutes and counting here at East Central High School and Trojan Field. Robbie Blay in the backfield, along with Ringer. 1 to the near side and 2 to the far side. Blay's going to keep it, and he can run, Jack.
I was going to say, Matt, he's got some great speed.
He
so
does.
You can't overlook Robbie Blay.
Blay will pick up 1, maybe. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2 for the Trojans.
And, Matt, as we kind of wait for this next play, I was told this week that the cheerleaders made a visit to Warm 98, so
yeah.
I think they've got a booth here set up at the game tonight.
That's awesome.
So great to see them get some airplay this week. Great group of kids down there.
There's Ringer up the middle. He's going to pick up the first down and a little bit more. Bring up another 1st and 10. 3:55 left here at East Central High School. Yeah, it's great to get that publicity.
Yeah.
The publicity, if I can talk.
Just letting everybody know out there.
Absolutely, what's going on.
Again, another facet of East Central High School.
Yeah. Blay in the backfield. One guy we haven't called much tonight is Ryan Brotherton, Jack.
Yeah, we really haven't, Matt. He's had a quiet game so far.
Yep. Coming off 4 games where he's been not quiet.
Yeah, but very explosive.
Yep. So Ringer down.
Penalty goes against East Central.
Yep, that's going to back him up. 3 minutes left in the ball game. And I think if you're Coach Miners, you just want that 3 minutes to get over with, so there's no more injuries, there's no more nothing that you have to worry about.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this next 3 minutes they sub out some more of their starters.
Yep.
Well, one good thing we see Burton here on the sideline getting some ice on his ankle.
Yep.
Still hasn't taken the helmet off, so that's a good sign.
He probably doesn't want that hair to be shown.
Well, maybe that's what it is.
I wouldn't want anybody to see my hair looking like that. You got to comb that and condition.
Yeah, shampoo it. Yeah. Wonder how much time
dry.
it takes in the morning.
There's Ringer. Ringer bouncing outside. He's going to score. That's another touchdown for the Trojans. And there's more laundry on the field. And we got holding against East Central. I'll tell you what, I have not been impressed with the way this is called all game. Just at some point let them play. 1:40 left here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, a lot of penalties here tonight. Seems like every drive, Matt, has had at least one, if not 2 or 3.
Yep. So 35-0, 125. There's a replay. It's a fantastic run by Ringer. Just bouncing, gets up the middle, then bounces outside, gets into the end zone. But that will be pulled back, and that's going to bring up 1st. And we're going to see the victory formation just to get that clock rolling. That's a great job. Great play calling by the East Central Trojans just to get that game over with. And you can see Robbie's underneath center waiting for that play clock to get down to about 0. They will need to kneel it twice, and then the game will be over. They'll need to kneel it once. I apologize. The game will be over at that point. So Blay underneath center. Kneels it. That takes it down to 34 seconds, and that's going to do it here at East Central High School. Congratulations to the East Central Trojans. Homecoming, we wish everybody the best at homecoming. Stay safe. Continue to be great kids in a great community. And congratulations to East Central. And best of luck to the Batesville Bulldogs as they move forward in their season. Takes the Bulldogs down to 2-3 on the season, and East Central 4-1 on the season. We will take 2-week break.
And we'll be back,
We'll be back with Guerin Catholic, so stay with us.
Be a great matchup, Matt.
Absolutely. With that, Aaron Jackson, Andy Shaver, I'm Matt Maple. Have a great evening and a great weekend. Take care.
back here? Huh? Texas. Texas Spencer, he said stay up.
Spencer, I'm sorry.
Bro, where is he? Where is he standing? Huh? Think about just putting all the shit down.
Sound check whenever you're ready, Dr. Dodge.
You just want to do it?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field from St. Leon, Indiana, your very own East Central Marching Trojans! Drum majors, Jasmine Buckley, Alex Hunt, short band break. East Central, you may take the field for performance. Great job, man. Good for you. Okay. So, just a reminder, everything is going into the cafeteria tonight. Okay, we're storing things in the cafeteria. Scaffolding teams over there normally do. We're going to be in the stadium tomorrow morning, bright and early for our 5:45 a.m. report time. Thank you very much. If you are in the stands, we have a lot of drums and drum stands in the right end zone. We could use all of your help if you are in the general vicinity of the stands to grab some drums and help us take things inside. Thank you very much.